News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on News.mc, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco for a special edition featuring an exclusive interview at the Ministry of State of Monaco.
My name is Pierre-André Chiappori. I'm the Minister of Finance and the Economy of Monaco, and you are watching News.mc on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? His Serene Highness Prince Albert II attended the historic reopening of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, marking a powerful moment of renewal. Welcomed by President Emmanuel Macron and the First Lady, His Serene Highness Prince Albert II expressed profound emotion at witnessing the culmination of 5 years of reconstruction after the devastating fire. Reflecting on the experience, he highlighted the cathedral's universal significance, calling it a place of spiritual and emotional resonance for believers and non-believers alike. He encouraged Monegasques to visit the restored Notre Dame, emphasizing its role as a symbol of hope and resilience for the world. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II joined other global leaders, including Britain's Prince of Wales, His Royal Highness Prince William, and United States President-elect Donald Trump. Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene attended the 19th annual Bal de Noël on December 7th at the Salle Empire of the Hôtel de Paris. The event, themed Paris Monte-Carlo, featured a charity auction led by Sotheby's, raising funds for the Princess Charlene of Monaco Foundation. Proceeds will support its initiatives in drowning prevention and children's education through sport. The foundation thanked donors and partners for the event's success. On December 3rd, the Oceanographic Museum of Monaco hosted the Peace and Sport Awards 2024, celebrating global initiatives leveraging sport to foster peace, inclusion and equity. Organized by Peace and Sport, the event highlighted the transformative power of sport in building dialogue and unity. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II presented the Personality of the Year Award to Tony Estanguet, President of the Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games Organizing Committee, for his commitment to creating an inclusive Olympic legacy. The awards coincided with the 14th Peace and Sport International Forum, themed Speak Your Peace, which included the symbolic Peace Walk, uniting leaders and champions for peace. Peace and Sport emphasized grassroots collaboration, integrating sport into strategies addressing education, gender equality, and reconciliation. Its White Card initiative symbolizes sport's role in creating a safer, more inclusive world. The awards reaffirmed sport's potential as a universal tool for lasting change and unity. Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene, Prince Hereditary Jacques and Princess Gabriella joined Mayor Georges Masson, Minister of State Didier Guillaume and other officials to inaugurate the 2024 Christmas Village at Port Hercule on December 6th. This year's theme, Gingerbread and Sweet Treats, invites visitors into a festive wonderland featuring 23 food stands, 24 chalets, rides, games, a Ferris wheel and creative workshops. Weekly concerts and daily performances add to the magic. Committed to sustainability, the village uses recycled decorations, eco-friendly lighting and compostable materials while promoting waste reduction through reusable cups and takeaway boxes. The Christmas Village runs until January 5th. Monaco presented its case before the Manival Committee in Strasbourg on December 10th, showcasing substantial progress in addressing its grey list status under the Financial Action Task Force. This milestone event was a culmination of dedicated efforts by Monaco to align its anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing framework with international standards. Under the decisive impetus of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II, who had called for a Monaco team in commando mode, the Principality accelerated its efforts to meet the challenges outlined in Manival's evaluation. Since Manival's evaluation in 2022, Monaco has made extensive legislative and regulatory improvements. Monaco now meets 39 out of 40 FATF recommendations. Manival's recognition of Monaco's significant progress is a testament to the nation's commitment to its action plan. While the ultimate goal of exiting the grey list is targeted for mid-2026, Monaco continues to focus on the implementation of robust measures that strengthen its AML-CTF framework. The presentation in Strasbourg emphasized Monaco's readiness to fulfill its commitments, positioning the Principality as a leader in financial integrity and international cooperation. With its comprehensive reforms and ongoing commitment to improvement, Monaco has reaffirmed its dedication to safeguarding its financial system and aligning with global standards, setting the stage for a successful resolution of its grey list status. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II and members of the Kelly family attended a tribute to John B. Kelly Sr., the sovereign's maternal grandfather, on the Seine's banks in Argenteuil. The ceremony, led by Mayor Georges Mottron, commemorated the 100th anniversary of Kelly's Paris 1924 Olympic rowing triumph. John B. Kelly, a three-time Olympic champion, achieved unprecedented success at the 1924 Summer Olympics, winning gold in the single scull and double scull just an hour apart, a feat never replicated. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II praised his grandfather's resilience and achievements, joined by Kelly's descendants. The event, highlighting ties between Monaco, France and the US, followed Prince Albert's medal presentation at the Paris 2024 Olympics, underscoring the enduring power of sport. The Roca team dominated Fenerbahce 69-99 at the Ülker Sports Arena to secure second place in the EuroLeague standings. Led by Mike James, Eli Okobo and a strong team effort, Monaco's defense and efficient shooting overwhelmed their opponents. Despite missing Alpha Diallo, the team controlled the game, sealing a commanding victory away. AS Monaco faced a tough 3-0 defeat against Arsenal in their Champions League clash at the Emirates Stadium, despite a determined performance. The Red and Whites started strongly, with goalkeeper Radosław Majewski making key saves, but Bukayo Saka's brace and a late goal from Kai Havertz secured the win for the Gunners. Adi Huta's side showed promise in the second half with tactical adjustments and near misses from Takumi Minamino and Breel Embolo. While the loss doesn't eliminate Monaco's playoff hopes, they now shift focus to upcoming League One and Champions League fixtures, starting with a critical match against Reims. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Pierre-André Chiappori. I'm the Minister of Finance and the Economy of Monaco. I started my career as a researcher and a university professor in France. And then in '97, I was offered a position as a professor at the University of Chicago in the Department of Economics. I've been a professor of economics at Columbia University for literally 20 years before being called by His Highness the Prince to become the Minister of Finance in Monaco. Monaco economy is doing extremely well. We have a budget surplus, and actually we've had a budget surplus for basically 10 years. We have zero debt. Actually, our indebtedness is negative. We're small, as you know. I mean, literally Monaco will fit into Central Park, New York, but we are probably one of the countries in the world with the highest per capita GDP. The economy is quite diverse. We got administration, we got finance, we got firms, lots of firms. So, you know, it's a small, very vibrant economy. After the 2023 report by Moneyval, Monaco has been put under enhanced supervision by two institutions, Moneyval and FATF. Maybe it's useful to clarify the relationship between two. First of all, FATF is an organization that deals with money laundering at the world level, whereas Moneyval is a European institution, depending on the European Council, of course, working in close cooperation with FATF. And secondly, this particular report by Moneyval is concentrated on what's called technical conformity, which is asking questions like what kind of legal tools, what kind of institutions, what kind of means do you have to fight money laundering or to fight terrorism, financing, and so on. FATF is all considering these issues, but in addition, FATF is considering what they call effectiveness issues, i.e. questions like, does all the mechanism work? How many prosecutions? How many sentencing? How many confiscations? So that's the main difference between the two. Monneval routinely considers 40 different points, they call that recommendation, out of which no less than 16 were considered as insufficient. Now, the good news is, out of those 16 partially compliant items, 15 of them has been regraded to either partially or fully compliant. It's a recognition of a huge amount of work that has been triggered by this report and by the kind of momentum that was given by His Highness the Prince. There was a huge mobilization within Monaco, and there has been this kind of very strong and common movement toward achieving the goals. And in a sense, the report that we receive now is a recognition of all these efforts and the fact that those efforts have been fruitful. So it's both a recognition and an encouragement to continue on the same path. We are fully involved into the GAFI process, and as you know, the GAFI and the Monneval process rely on a constant exchanges. And I must say that Monneval has been extremely helpful in those processes. We are going in a direction in which we needed to go no matter what. We want a clean economy, we want to be exemplary. It's an international process, a joint process of all countries, and we're part of this general movement. We've been put in the grey list by FATF. We got a very precise agenda that has been defined by FATF to exit the grey list. Our goal is to achieve this agenda and to provide FATF with the information and the proofs that they need to convince them that we've done the kind of job that had to be done. And in principle, again, exiting the FATF grey list implies exiting the European Union grey list. One major step was the creation of the IMSF. Agencies in charge of AML, anti-money laundering, existed before. But what we did is we regrouped all those institutions into one unit, which is the IMSF, which is in charge of three things: collecting information, investigating, and applying sanctions. At the government level, the tax authority or the division in my ministry in charge of authorization of firms and financial activities have also been equipped with new means, new people, and so on. There has been this kind of very strong progress that has been made in regarding our ability to detect and prosecute. There are several files that are currently being investigated by the justice and or by the AMSF, and there is a close relationship between the prosecutor, the AMSF, the tax services here in Monaco. Recently, like a few months ago, actually maybe a few weeks ago, we had a particular case that went to the court and there was a condemnation. I mean, some people were sentenced to jail time, very visible money laundering. Obviously, there are lots of very complex cases for which prosecution will take more time, but things are going on. And precisely since we have this new legal system, we now have the legal means and the human means in the sense that we have the people. I often hear that Monaco is a tax haven. I don't believe Monaco is a tax haven. If you look at the technical definition of a tax haven, tax evasion in the world, right? It's mostly, by an overwhelming majority, cases of firms trying to locate in countries in which the taxation of corporate profit is favorable. We don't have anything like this in Monaco. The corporate taxation is exactly the same as in France, except for local businesses. And even if you look at individuals, everybody here in Monaco is facing exactly the same tax system. There is no particular treatment of foreigners, so there is no tendency to attract foreigners. From a tax point of view, Monaco is collaborating with most, if not all, other countries, with OECD countries, with European countries, and so on and so forth. I'm glad to be given this opportunity to sort of clarify this kind of confusion or this kind of cliche that Monaco is a tax haven. Monaco is definitely not a tax haven.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. Next week, we will receive Fabrice Morinal, Managing Director of SNCF Hubs and Connections. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.mc and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.